This is exactly what is going to happen to you if you have a criminal case in Nigeria. If you are a citizen or a foreigner in Nigeria, definitely you need to watch this video to the end. If you don't want to watch it, now you Sabina. When it happens to you, you go back to this video and watch it. So, first of all, if there's a petition against you, or somebody makes a complaint against you to Nigerian police force anywhere in Nigeria, be it Abuja or Enugu, anywhere, Lagos, mention it. The first thing the police is going to do to that person is to name him the complainant. Automatically becomes the complainant, and of course everything he says is correct, true, affirmed. In fact, he's saying the gospel truth, and they buy into whatever he's selling. So if he says you stabbed him, you tried to kill him, you stole stuff, you robbed him at gunpoint, and so on and so forth, they will believe it. You raped the person, they don't believe him. If it is rape, they will assign, perhaps, most likely, they will assign a female detective or a female officer to that case, of course, to show the needed sympathy and empathy and compassion, and also tackle the matter like bah. But if it's these hardcore crimes like armed robbery, courtesan, stealing and beating, and maybe a threat to life, they will assign a male officer, of course, one of the best in that one of the best in that aspect. They are going to take the statement of that complainant, and immediately after taking the statement, do you know the first thing they will ask the complainant? Oh yeah, nan, how do we go for arrest? That's just the first thing. How do we go for arrest? The complainant will begin to foot the bills of going for arrest. Okay, when can we get him? Is the person, what time does he normally start home? Give us his address. That person is hardened criminal. A top. I'm telling you, this is just the way they run their matter. But major, as in, first thing they're going to do is seriously ask for arrest. When are we going to arrest him? Give us details, where he stays, when he's going to be around, pointer, this, that, and all that. Want to pick him up? Can we go now and pick him up? You are going to fund it. You're going to pay for the fuel. You're going to pay for the arrest. You, the complainant is going to fund the arrest, fund the fuel, arrest, fund the fuel of the police, and pay any other stuff. Now the fees, I know say after this video, of course, they look for me everywhere, but oh boy, I be a lawyer, I got to just talk the talk. I just have to say it. I have to say it so that my people will take heed. My people will be wiser. Everybody in Nigeria, you need to be wise. So once the complainer pays this money, 50k, 100k, 200, depending on the location, depending on the kind of offense, and so on and so forth, or the police force you want, you pay this money to them, you direct them, you give them directions, or you join them, and then point at the suspect, the person you're suspecting. Once the police catch the person, come one time. If you resist, they'll beat you. Here in Nigeria, there's nothing like, okay, you're under arrest, anything you say will be used against you and all that. The only thing you hear, okay, is you're under arrest. Hey, say, come here, my friend. Where are you going to? That's what you're going to hear. And of course, as they are telling you that thing, they are drawing, they're getting ready to shoot. Yeah, come. If you move, that's just it. Or once they step in and they enter, you see them fully armed, perhaps sometimes to the teeth, fully armed to the teeth. And then they will pick you. Okay, you're under arrest. Forget all those Miranda rights. Whatever you say will be used against you in court of law. This is you are required to get a lawyer. You have a right to get a lawyer. and so on and so forth. You're entitled to one phone call. Nothing like that will ever happen to you. Now, there are two things that is going to happen during that arrest. Is either you are just a normal person. A normal person, I mean, you are just maybe your class just day like you be just like 1 million down. As in, you never money never day your body. As in, they even, in fact, let me just grade it. You never get money. Just the hustle they pick up and look like you get dada, get all this stuff, they dirty and all that. They're going to handle you like a criminal. I'm telling you. In fact, they're going to say, hey, come here, come here, come here. They cuff you, or who are you? They're cuff you, you're under arrest, and that's it. There's nothing you're going to see. Whatever you are wearing, that's what you are going to wear to the police station. There's nothing like, okay, I want to change you're going to wear. So that's the first person. Second people are going to be second class of persons. Going to be people that have, you don't they touch money, you get some kind of home bringing or upbringing, maybe home grooming, the kind of family you come from, the way you don't do your life, the way you practice, the way you just day. Then you just day for that. May I say just middle class, something like that. Then the fee just come in and say, Oga, something like that. Like depending on kind of what you are wearing, they will address you. Oga, who are you? Yes, we are looking for so and so person. Can you please go? Your presence is needed at the police station. That's all. If you insist, if you behave anyhow, you go see them ready to shoot. Until the Oga, you're under arrest. There's a petition against you. When you get to the session, you explain. That's the second class of person. The third class of person, what is going to happen during arrest is of course, Obi Kubana them. Obi Kubana them. E-money them. Casey, Ojapiano them. Casey Limpopo them. All the big stars, all the big boys. Mention it. When they come in, they say, Oga, well done, sir. Well done. We are from State CID, or we are from Divisional Police. Maybe, let me, for instance, Ogui Police Station. There's a complaint against you. Please, they are highly invited. Or please, can you come and join us? You say, okay, no problem, no problem. Now, this kind of person is that class where they up. Maybe middle class, maybe down. They just stay there. See, they will tell you, okay, you can go, I'll come later. You can't handcuff them, except it's a national issue. Or DSS come for your matter. That one will be police. But when they come in, this is what they are going to hear, that greeting, they greet you specially. You can change your clothes if you are in that upper class. You can go change, wear something better. You can even drive yourself along with the police escort. Now, the person that came to arrest you, that's still arrest though. They will carry you. You carry them, they will follow you for the back and all that. Maybe 2 police officers will join your car. Go to the police station, you park, you go inside and all that. Every other thing will continue. But for the other 2 classes, I'm sorry, they are going to bundle you without apology and move you to the police station. Most cases, they will send you an invitation. But I'm talking about arrest. This one, arrest. Now, when they have arrested you suspect, remember, there's no investigation. There's nothing like investigation. There was a complaint today. Perhaps they did it in the morning. They come immediately and arrest you. Or they complain today, they come tomorrow and arrest you. Or a day after, or 2 days after. There's nothing like an investigation. Okay, let's monitor, let's do investigation. When this happen, they will be following you, they'll be taping you, they'll be monitoring you. Nothing. Not for. Listen, it has never happened in the history of Nigeria. Never. They arrest before investigation. Police will always arrest you before investigation. Normal for Nigeria. If you're a foreigner, your case will not be different. They even come and they will harass you if you're a foreigner. How much more citizens? They harass people now where normal people. So that's just for arrest. So now in the police station now, where they don't grab you now, spoils of war that have gathered, they came back with trophy. They don't come back, bundle like you and with one other guy where you deal with, or maybe one chick where you just camp with her, the bundle will come. So once you allow for police station, they give you suspect statement form, you know, and all that. They'll caution you, both you write your name, address, citizen, nationality, age, phone number, then religion, Christianity or Islam, and all that. So my name is, of course, they start with this, you know, prefatory statement. My name is, let me say, Obinna Okoye, from so and so. I'm married or I'm single with 2 kids. This is that. I hail from so and so. As in, the real truth about you. That you capture that one first. Yeah. You know what they're going to use it for? When you're going to deny your statement, they said, "Ah, do you mean everything here is a lie? What about this? Is it not? Is it not? Is this not true about you? So why are you saying this is true and this one is lie?" That's why. That's the reason for capturing all those things, because the kind of things that you're going to see under, if they torture you, you go write some. I'm coming to that one. So you pick up all those information, then of course they'll not tell you. They ask you question, you write. Ask you question, you write. If you are on that low class, and perhaps you know sabi right, you be barrow pusher, you be conductor, you be just one guy, you know, finish from school, or you finish from school, but your brain, you know, yes, as in, share all this almajiri better pass you, but you go university, chop your papa school fee, but almajiri kagemuma. That one they will write for you. They'll be writing. They'll ask you, you answer. They'll write. They'll write and all that. When that is done, if you're in other class, of course you write for yourself. They'll be asking you even after writing. But my advice: write straight to the point and stop telling stories, because they're going to ask you, "What about this?" You're not going to say it. Write it under. So what happened around 2 a.m.? You said I was sleeping. You say, all right, right, you are sleeping at 2. I was sleeping at 2 a.m. After writing your statement too. So and listen, let me tell you, that's right to make a phone call your lawyer. You know get them more. You will not get it, even if your lawyer appears. They're not gonna allow and make you sit down. They'll tell them, counsel, we're taking statements. We're taking statements. Go. I think, except some police officers where don't they go school, where they don't they recruit now. Those are the ones that may say, okay, you can stay behind, your client is making a statement, because those ones are, you know, they got some training. They sabi, they don't jack up, you know. But the rest, oh boy, who are you? Lawyer, barrister, counsel, to come and sit down when client, suspect is taking, perhaps a murder suspect or kidnapping suspect is taking a statement. That's serious offense for you now, to sit down there, because they feel that you'll be telling the person what to say, which is not. Wow, we get a long way to go. If you foreigner, be careful. So, but if you're a big boy, upper echelon, them all those, of course you can bring your lawyer and all that. Then after making your statement and all that, they will show you a couple of stuff and all that. Tell you there's a petition, this petition, this, that. So you have some reply, you can add it there. They may show you the petition before or show you the petition after they have written. Either way, sometimes they won't even show you the petition. They don't want you to know the person that laid the complaint, but they have told you. You don't use your brain, calculate who you get beef with. So when that is done, of course, you know, say they will tell you, they off your stuff, remove them. They don't sign DO. One blue small form go come pass. If you are sharp, you see it. That's detention order form. They don't fill them. The organ don't fill them. Come out. Perhaps they don't fill them before even they go arrest. Sometimes they know they fill them. They just carry you, bundle you, straight. Who are you? Come on, carry you. Especially if you're down on that low class. If you're middle class, upper class, they of course they'll fill it up. They tell you you can go to the counter. When you go to the counter, the another officer there will be telling you there's a detention order. You are going to be detained there. They say you want to make some call the person. Sometimes they seize your phones. They will take your phone from you, so you can't make phone call. So when you are being at the point of being arrested, you may send an SOS call. So you need to place people on touch dial. You press 4, press on like this, the number don't go. So the person will not say it's for trouble, or like police don't carry. Sorry. So or like police don't carry me. You go send and give the person. Person go no. say trouble day. So when that is done, of course they go detain you. If they detain you, of course you go need bail. If they bail you that day, fine. If they don't bail you, so sometimes they keep you there for weeks, sometimes months, depending on the offense, depending on your person too. Because if you're a big boy in town, like you are there, upper echelon, upper, as an upper, one then a self-recognizance, they go that day. Self-recognizance, because they know see, you cannot run away. That won't get advantage. Except a national issue, national matter, the president of Nigeria or the governor of any state is after you, you are in trouble. Big boy no reach am, they will break. Oh, their orders na order. See, I know say they go carry me talk after this thing, but Paco lawyer I go talk am. That's what is happening. People don't want to say it, but that is what is happening now in Nigeria. So, of course, if you're in the middle class and the lower class, you need to call somebody for bail and all that. Maybe somebody, one lenient police officer, sometimes a lady or lady officer, or a nice guy, you just see you can say, why are you this kind of man? Call somebody, maybe they come bail you. Depending. You don't make phone call lawyer, call this person, call your mother, call one guy where you know and all that. That brings me to one advice where I won't give everybody. If you're in any state, any place, any country, make sure you have these three people I will mention. I've said this before in one of my very first videos or shorts. Make sure you have a lawyer on retainer basis. Biakwanso, a lawyer, not just a lawyer friend. He can just hey, oh boy, how far now? Say the person where you drink with, or somebody where you know for road. No. Make sure you have a lawyer on retainer. By then I mean you go to the person's office. I want you be my lawyer. How much do I pay every year and all that, or twice a year? However you're negotiating, any lawyer of your choice. Get a lawyer of your choice in that state before you fall into trouble. Some of you no go here. 2, get a doctor. If you're in any state, get a doctor on retainer. Go and register. The person will have a clinic somewhere, or the person is in a national maybe hospital, national hospital like UNTH or orthopedic or wherever you are practicing from. Get that person on retainer. Get the one your money can afford. There is always a lawyer for somebody. Get that person on retainer. Get that doctor on retainer. And of course, know somebody in the faith you are practicing. If you're a Christian, know a pastor, a priest, a reverend father. Let the person know you. Participate in church. If you're a Muslim, participate in your mosque positively. Maybe all these people they do, I don't want to get I don't want to show your face. They say come and do something so that the person can know you one-on-one. Knows 1 or 2 persons. You get as he be, you're a Christian, you don't know a priest does not know you. Like you don't know a reverend father knows Sabi you. No reverend father for this world anywhere Sabi you, like, oh, I can say about this guy is a nice, oh no, that's a big shame. Or you know pastor can talk about you, they meander for church and you're like, no, now what to you? So why are you going there, man? If you don't like them, go. If you don't want to associate with them, go. You don't have any member in that place that can talk about you, somebody wait there for, as in the hem of affairs in the church, I can talk good about you. Or in the mosque, I can talk good about you. One day you're a bad person, I'm telling you, you're just a bad person. You are no good. You're not interesting. That's what it means. So this one will help you because you need that phone call. Sometimes you need to call a lawyer. If you call a lawyer when you're in trouble and you're not on his retainership, he go fee be you differently. Normally, if he be you, for example, be you like this, normal, as in be you only like small thing like this. Now, if you're not on his retainer, he go be you like. You get the difference? Now there's a difference. You already is client before trouble. But now you're in trouble, you need him. That means somehow he knows that you are desperate. That's a simple business now. If you don't want to call another person, and as the day they go, The next lawyer knows that, of course, either he's doing a charity work for you, or just good, nice lawyers will just, hey, let me just show up for this guy. Like, I think he's my neighbor, that I know him for so long time and all that. But is he going to take care of him and all that? Sometimes you wish you have a lawyer that you can call up, like, this is my guy, this lawyer has to be here, whether he likes it or not. You go show. That's why you need to have a lawyer on retainer. Things are changing. So let's go down to bail. So now, bail proper. You've called your lawyer, you've also called maybe a brother or a friend, and somebody is coming to bail you, take you on bail. Remember, your lawyer cannot take you on bail. He can only be there to facilitate or apply for bail, and make sure that, at least if the police want do you somehow, they no go fit again. Now say your lawyer don't show. If you get lawyers too, where sabi, as in can make one or two calls, as in face don't show for that area, for that armor, you're good to go. Police will just say, my friend, yeah, of course, they will now talk, But ordinarily, except for EFCC, except the one why I know, Nigerian police, they go collect something. You must touch it, something. You must bring naira. Go pay. It depends. Now, if the person lawyer sabi, or maybe get the case not too serious. If it be small, if it be big, depending on the officers involved. Now, it depends on kind of level of training, orientation of that officer, of the officers involved. But money na custom. Money go pass hand. Now they don't carry you go for bail. Tell you come back so and so time, going to have a meeting with the DPO or commissioner of police, this, that, go and say give you time, give complainant time. These people will now come out. You go take your bath and all that. You pay your lawyer, take care of whatever stuff you need to take care of, and then perhaps return. Now, if it doesn't happen this way for you, that means your case is not going to be settled out of court. That means you're going from there to court. Is that you return on that day? When you return on that day, two things may happen. Is that they're talking about settlement, you and the complainant will be talking about settlement, as in two of them they discuss settlement normal in front of the police, or you people step aside and discuss settlement, how you go take care of the person, what do you people want to do and all that. If people don't agree, they will charge you to court. Or you come on that day, the second thing that may happen to you, they will just serve you arraignment notice. There you see the charges they want to profile against you. Maybe armed robbery, conspiracy. God won't punish you. They don't say others at large. Hey, don't name all your friends where you they know, and all those your friends where they call at large. One indeed, they will be at large. They will continue to be at large till the case finish. In fact, you're not going to even see them again for your life, because they know what thing will happen to them now. That's if you're a real criminal. All those your friends don't disappear, and you're going for it too. They'll carry you go court, arraign you most times before a magistrate that does not have jurisdiction to try that case. They know say magistrate cannot try murder case or armed robbery case, firearms. They charge you under the Firearms Act. They are going to prison straight, remand, without trial. You won't even take your plea. It's intentional just to keep you in prison. Rape, straight to prison. They take you before a magistrate on rape, straight to prison. No story can change it. They will remand you in prison. Nigeria, you go touch prison. As you enter, you go see this. You go bab this place. You go just be like one so that those Congos go mama you well. As in, they go brush you water. You go collect for there. So these offenses, once they carry you go magistrate court, rape, armed robbery, charged under Firearms Act, or illegal possession of firearms, charged under Firearms Act. That's national act, not law of that state. Act. Kidnapping, terrorism, all these big offenses, all these big felony, murder, all that, they carry you go before all those places straight to prison. The court cannot grant you bail. The court does not have jurisdiction to even try the matter, so they can't grant you bail, and it's intentional. One, police will tell you our cells are congested, we don't have any other space. The only space for you will be at, what they call our own old park secondary school. So you go just carry you go there, maybe you go learn small thing. And once your feet touch there, you go reach, as in, say your lawyer sharp. See your lawyer sharp, and he's saying they're lucky. If you did there for like 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Well, if you say now one lawyer where just they go, like, make we just they go and all that. 6 years, you never even come out. But they there without trial with 6 years. Despite all the laws, Administration of Criminal Justice Law for Enugu State and so many other states, even and saying that you will be remanded for 14 days, they bring you back, or pending when the AG when the AG gives his opinion as to the information that will be filed against you in the High Court, you continue to remain in detention. But normally, that law, ACJL of Enugu State 2017, Administration of Criminal Justice Law of Enugu State 2017, I know every other state has one. Lagos, number one, and they run their own. 14 days, you are meant to be brought back from prison to that magistrate court. They say, yes, has AG given his opinion? No. They send you back, they give another date, 14 days. If after 2 dates, and the AG has not given an opinion, there's no opinion as to the information filed and all that, that magistrate court, from that law, magistrate court has the powers to discharge you or to grant you bail. Let me just say, to release you on bail. Let me just use that word, on bail, or discharge you. If I go to that sections, I can read verbally or authoritatively what he says there. So, but if it doesn't happen and you are sent there and your lawyer is smart but not lucky, or lucky but not smart, you continue to stay there for as long as possible until God come bring one person we go come help your matter. That's it though. Now, after that stage, there's another stage that's going to happen. Assuming they file information against you while you are in detention, ATM awaiting trial at a prison center. Now they call them custodial center. Prison. You go to suffer, you don't see anything. No fit even chop better food. The prison is here. Okay. For Nigeria here, now wahala. You better say make you dey for street than you dey prison. Just dey street, they sleep around, they sleep for gutter than you dey inside prison, Nigerian prison. Worst place you can be. Worst place you can, but if you enter there, you know, normally the place is sweet though. Like Enugu, they play ball, all those things, but bang bang bang, you get time to sleep and all that. Yeah, it's just prison. You don't have your life. So yeah, so now when they file a charge against you or profile a charge or information, so now when they profile, so when the AG, Attorney General of that state, profiles, or Attorney General of the Federation, profiles or files an information against you in the proper court, which is High Court or Federal High Court, depending on the offense, that magistrate court will hands off, like, from that matter, like that. Then they will carry you go High Court. That will be one of the places you get frustrated because of the judiciary system. Number one, the courts are choked. The judges are not enough. They're overworked. The many courts in Nigeria do not have stenographers. That means they still write. Wait. They still write with big. They still write with big. Long hand. So, my name is Anthony Joshua. Name is Anthony Joshua. You're right. If you say something else before that time, the judge will say, can't you say I'm writing? My friend, I'm writing. Take it easy. This thing takes time. It wears out on the judges. it tires them. Your hand go pay you now. I can't afford phone. Let's go write for 4 hours non-stop. And we to be speaking. My Lord, we submit that this case was wrongly filed. The judge is right, that's why you're taking your time. The case before you, and so the judge go the right. The person will argue, my Lord, be that as it may, we want to submit, we'll tender this and all that. So lawyers go they talk, you go they talk. Any hearing, the judge sometimes before it gets to your matter, before it gets to your matter, the judge is tired because he has been writing from morning. So now there's a new direction in Enugu State. Maybe from immediately the warders move the prisoners into the court, their respective courtrooms for their cases. The judge has been directed, or the judges have been directed to give attention to criminal matters, maybe from 10 o'clock or 11. Attend to them so that they can all go back at the same time, maybe finish around 3, attend to them. So if it happens, maybe around 10, your matters will start coming up. If you have an SAN, once you in the enter, they do your matter, you go down, do okay. Go down, they wait for other inmates to conclude their cases or be done and then be moved into that general vehicle, pack on like sardine, go back. Now, like I said, you'll be frustrated with judiciary in Nigeria when you go to High Court or Federal High Court. I don't care. Nah. I don't say they go lambast me for waiting they talk, but it's got to be said. This is the truth. So somebody want attack me, making drop the real fact, make I see. Same for Lagos, except Lagos. The ones where I don't go. I've been to family court in Lagos. I've been to small claims court in Lagos. I've been to I think one other court in Lagos. I can't remember the name now. The judges have stenographers. Federal High Court in Enugu. I think one that was Buba. One Federal High Court judge in Enugu. He has stenographer. So all he does is just take your name. The stenographer is taking every other stuff. If you hear something that is very important, he notes. And the paper like say yeah, continue. So you are free to talk. The judge has enough time. So there's no pause. The time and the timing is, you are free. You can take your time and run your stuff, without interruption. Another frustration that will hit you as a suspect or a defendant or an accused person in high court, high court of most states, is that any small vacation, any small activity, like maybe they swear in judges for the next state, all the judges will go. No judge will sit. Let me say 70% of the judges will go, only 30% will remain. What I mean, if you have about 12 judges in a division, only 3 will remain, the rest will go for that function. That swearing in of maybe opening ceremony of just one judge, one something, they'll go there. If there's court session, maybe one lawyer die or one judge for valedictory session for a retiring judge, I forget it, there will be no court sitting. Sometimes some of these judges, because the time and stress they have, they fall sick. One of the sickness where they worry almost all the judges were waiting for this world with Spain. Yeah, they sit all the time now. They're sitting down, talking, sitting down, writing, sitting down, listening to people talk, and they must write. So maybe when you get to court and the judge is not feeling well, you take a date, and your date will take like extra 2 months because the other matters, like I said initially, most of the courts are jam-packed, are overcrowded. the cases, there are not enough judges. There are not enough. There are never enough judges. Cases are coming out every day. There are never enough judges. So the judges that they have are overworked, stressed. What they need to do work with is not there. Like stenographers, they no, not there. So these are the frustrations that will hit you and make your matter that ordinarily should last for like a month or so, maximum 2 months. Because for police to take you to prison or charge you before a court, magistrate court, and then for AG to charge you, that means they are ready to do that case. Remember that I've not conducted an investigation, no. They have not conducted the investigation, but you are languishing in prison, or they are charging you, and maybe they have released you on bail, or you go home, and then you're coming from court to do your matter. They come from your house, they do your matter, they go. They come from your house, they do your matter. So those are the things. Then you go home, they give you bail, they grant you bail, you go home from your house. Because any day you miss, the police prosecutor or the lawyer that obtained the fiat and then now prosecuting you as a prosecutor will ask for bench warrant against you. What it means that anyway they see you, they grab you, take you to prison because you missed a court without reason, a court sitting without reason. So, assuming all these things play by the book, play out well, and your matter is done, stage by stage, and then you get to hearing. Now, the police officers or prosecutors are mandated or required by law to file all the witness statements on oath. That's all the evidence they will tender in the matter. They need to file it up front. File and serve you or your lawyer, the defendant or accused person. And when you receive, you do the same as the defendant or your lawyer, accused person, whoever the accused person will file and serve on the prosecutor. Everything you want to discuss, everything you want to say, your witness, the evidence, your evidence in writing, of course, filed and served. All the documents you wish to rely upon, all those things they give you, you need to respond and give them. So what the judiciary or they have tried to do is to reduce the time spent in talking and bringing in unknown persons to come and testify or delay the matters coming from prosecutor's side. So that's the aim of front loading your documents, your witness statement on oath, and so on and so forth before hearing. So when hearing commences, prosecution will start first. They flood their witnesses, tender documents, tender so many things. Now, one interesting thing is that most times what the police tenders are what they got from witnesses. They never went for investigation. It was after your statement that they now decided to go to that place. Actually, see, they went to that place, they saw this, no, nothing like that. There's no eyewitness report, most cases, except for the victim. Like some people there in the neighborhood, after going, nothing. So basically, it's like written word against your own. So your own needs to be top notch to beat whatever accusation they, and all that. And then you flood your own witness when they are done. Is that you are the sole witness as a accused person? You go in, say whatever you want, tender documents, deny, contradict them. That your lawyer will do cross-examination. The witnesses, they will do cross-examination after you have done, and all those things will happen. And at that stage, let me just say, at the prosecutor's stage, after flooding their witnesses, your lawyer has two options, or at least two main options. There may be other options. So, one, let me just say, your lawyer has the following options. One, file a no case submission before he opens his defense. First, file a no case. Immediately, prosecution is done with their case. The lawyer may decide to file a no case submission. What it means that by no case is that from all the evidence or from all the things prosecution has said or done, presented before the court, they have not made out a prima facie case. They have not made out a case against you, a case properly so called that you should be called upon to enter your defense. That's what the lawyer is trying to say. That ogunogo, that's all this long talk na rubbish. Ogunogo kwani just yapa and they just they misyan, they misfire. So and that one takes the court to give a ruling. Of course, the lawyer files no case submission, prosecutor files something, your lawyer files report and points of law. These things they take time. You go dey prison or you go dey gone from your house. This thing go fit take like 2 months interval, sometimes 3 months or 4 months. It may even take a year for all these things to happen. For this no case, so no case alone. Then when the court is going to decide, the court is going to decide 2 things. Either of 2. First one is that the prosecution that has not proved or made out a prima facie case against you. That means to uphold. The judge can either uphold the no case submission, that's saying that the prosecution has not made out a prima facie case against you to warrant you to come and defend or enter your defense against the allegation against the allegations. Or the judge may rule that, okay, if the judge finds that there is no prima facie case, that's the no case submission is upheld, he will discharge you, the accused person. You will discharge, and that's the end of the case. But he will not acquit you. Reason is that you have not entered your own case. Get the point? So, but the discharge is the same thing. You are free to go. No that. So, but it's not a discharge and acquittal. So it's going to be just a mere discharge. But you are free to go. And many times prosecutions don't come back. Too many things on their head, they can't come back. They don't fit come back. They don't get that kind of time. They have lost. They take it, they have lost. So, but if the judge finds or rules that or does not uphold that no case submission, what it means that he has seen that the prosecution has made out a prima facie case against the defendant, the accused person. That means he will call you or your lawyer to enter defense or put in their defense witnesses and continue the case. It doesn't mean that you have lost though, as an accused person. That like the judge has believed their case. No. What the judge is saying is that from all these things the prosecution has said, like, you need to come and disprove, debunk a couple of stuff, that there's something you need to come and answer something. Let me hear from you. That's what he's trying to say. That's just it. So that's not when that will happen when the court says, I don't think there's I will not uphold this no case submission. Then he'll call you to enter your defense. So when you enter your defense, case is concluded. Okay, another option is that the lawyer may rest the case on that of the prosecution. I mean, he'll not call defense, he just rest his case on your matter. I don't know, many people don't do that anymore. It's risky. All the very risky. Nobody they try them. So it's not an option for any lawyer to take. It's very, very tough. Except, boy, a lawyer they take risk. They take serious risk. So, like, you rest your case on that of the prosecution, and you don't want to enter your defense. You don't want to put up a no case submission. You just rest your case on that of the prosecution. Hey, that means you tell the court, judge this matter alone based on that of the prosecution. We don't want to put a defense. If we are guilty, we are guilty. Sentence us to life imprisonment or to death. If we are not guilty, release us. That's what the lawyer is trying to say. That is not a hey. A lawyer must be a very a gambler self no fit try am, because somebody's life that risk. So we take either 2 options: enter your defense or a no case submission. There's something you need to know. When you are detained, the court, when you are detained by police, the law only allows them to detain you for 24 hours only. Now, unlike the EFCC, the police will never go and obtain court order to further keep you or detain you. Like after the 24 hours, ordinarily, if it's an EFCC, they have judges, they'll just go there, make presentation, they'll get like to detain you, they get an order to detain you for another, for maybe 2 weeks at they're doing investigation. Again, they don't do investigations before they arrest you. They just pick you and they start keeping you. EFCC, they will not investigate, they'll come and arrest you. Everybody, they just come and arrest you. So the only difference between police and EFCC is that police, while EFCC will go and get a court order to further detain you or keep you in their custody and make it, of course, making it legal for them to detain you or further keep you beyond 24 hours. That is the required time for law to do before which they can down, that's the required time for law. Police will never get a court order. They just detain you indefinitely beyond the constitutionally allowed time or period of 24 hours or even 48 hours. They'll detain you 2 weeks, 2 months. Man, you don't like, you go and sue, file fundamental rights. And of course, your lawyers will file fundamental rights, saying that the detention is now illegal. It's beyond 24 hours, it's beyond 48 hours, assuming there's no court within 1 or 2 kilometers radius, the constitutional provision. But courts today within 1 kilometer radius. Courts plenty, 2 kilometers or so. You get some kilometers where they put. So the police will just detain, and during that detention or illegal detention, overextended detention, illegal detention now, they may extract confessional statement from you. So part of this video is to tell you to be ready for or one kind of torture, except you freely give a confession. You're a good boy, you go to prison, you are remorseful, go and do your penance, serve your penance and all that. But if they force out a confession from you, which you did not commit that offense, then you have a couple of options. When they tender that confessional statement, your lawyer is going to object that this was obtained, was not given voluntary. It was obtained by force and torture. And of course, it's going to take your matter to a trial within trial. That's the court will now convene a trial, a small trial inside the big trial. It's called a trial within trial. That trial within trial, the trial inside the trial is going to be on the voluntariness or otherwise of the confessional statement. So they're going to call witnesses. They call here, I obtained it. How long were you keeping the defendant with you? They say, I kept him for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and all that. They statement goes, they go up and down, After doing that case or doing that trial within trial, just on that confessional statement alone, the judge will give a ruling. Is that the judge says, yes, I find that this confessional statement was obtained by force, was not voluntary. He will mark that confessional statement as inadmissible. He will reject it as an exhibit or document against you. That means whatever thing you said there, the court will not consider them. Court will mark it like rejected. I don't believe it, and that's just the order. Then you go back to the normal trial, to the main trial. Now, the second option is that if the court believes that confessional statement, court will say, I don't think this thing was obtained by force, it was given voluntary. He will admit it as an exhibit, and of course you go back to the main trial to finish that main trial, because something paused that main trial to come and try the confessional statement. Hope it makes sense. So when you get that confessional statement, or when they're starting a confessional statement from you, either by force or you're giving voluntary. If you're giving voluntary, I don't want to talk about that one. Now you shall be with your God. You are remorseful, and you are repented. So you give a confessional statement, or you did not commit. But what I want to talk about, when you did not commit the offense and they extract it by force, and you did not commit that offense, the lawyer will do the needful, of course, make that application. But a couple of things you can put, if you're a smart person, if they're forcing a statement from you, you need to put in some stuff too. I will not say those ones. That one will be for private classes. Yeah. So either way, when that thing is done, you go back to the main trial. So from the main trial, they'll continue the matter and all that. It does not mean that once the confessional statement is admitted, that the case is bad, too bad, that is against you, you enter, you'll be sentenced to death, you know that you'll be convicted, you will not go home free. No, 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 no. There are so many cases where confessional statement was admitted, was not even contested, it was admitted. At the end of the day, court says, I don't believe, you have not proved this matter beyond reasonable doubt. Discharge the accused person, acquitted the accused person. It happens. There are so many cases now. Will I tell you how many cases? Yeah, plenty. So don't be discouraged when the court admits a confessional statement that was given involuntarily, that's obtained by force. Don't be discouraged. Continue to do your matter and all that. And of course, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So when you enter your defense, you call your witnesses, or you are the sole witness as an accused person. After doing your talk or adopting your statement on oath, they'll ask you questions. That's cross-examination. Then, of course, after that, re-examination. And the case is closed. As in, the lawyers will address the court. Most courts will require that to be in writing. Of course, that's just normal stuff down here. There's 21 days for the defense to file first, 21 days for prosecution to respond, and perhaps 7 days for replying points of law from the defense lawyer, if any. Definitely, there's always a reply points of law. So this is going to take, 21 is almost 42 days. That's 2 months, 7 days. Of course, they're going to give you guys like 2 months, gap, like one piece of matter. Assuming it's July, they fix your matter now, August, you go jump, enter somewhere in September. Having accommodated those 21 days, though that time frame, that requirement of law that they have within which to file their final written address, just summarizing the case, embellishing it with courts, with judgments, already decided cases in your favor, and all that, and then against the other side, urging the court to discharge you as accused person, or urging the court to convict you, find you guilty, convict and sentence you, on the side of the prosecution. So these are going to be the ones that are going to be saying anything to be in their favor. When that is done, the court will give a date for judgment. Just simple. Of course, that date is convenient, should be convenient to the court, because I ain't go read them. So when you go now and they fix your judgment for today, as in your judgment are today, now you enter court, they call your matter suit number E/3C 2021 between State and Michael Okoye. You say yes sir, you stand up, you go to the your normal position. They're on curfew now, so you can be free. You go there, they'll make enter appearances and all that. Enter appearances, the court will now start reading out the judgment. Sometimes it takes about an hour, 30 minutes, and so on and so forth, or less, depending on the volume or the writing style of the judge in question. So all in all is that when that judgment is being read, depending on the kind of offense you committed. I'm using just murder case or one capital offense, any capital offense. The doors will be shut. The prison warder or warders, officers, will be, well strategically positioned in a shooting formation, or let me say an arrest formation, in a kind of formation. One will be guarding the entrance, one will be outside, one will be positioned at the window and all that. And these guys are armed. So if you try to run, they're going to gun you down, or they're going to hold you or grab you or pin you down. So that's just the reason for locking up and securing the area during a judgment in a capital offense. If you look around, if you're observant, you see that these guys are strategically positioned. So at the end of the day, if the judge says, I find the accused, the prosecution has not, or if the judge says the prosecution has not proved this matter beyond reasonable doubt, that means there's one place in the case of the prosecution that the judge is doubtful, that is, he's not sure, or the prosecution did not state clearly something, or from the evidence is not like they said you came to stay around 3 a.m. You broke into the house, did that, and I shot somebody and all that. The gun was not produced. They are not sure of it, like whether you came on that day where you came by 3 a.m., whether you came in the night or in the morning or in the evening, whether somebody actually died. This leaves a lot of question mark. I'm just giving very, very obvious example. So there's nobody that was reported dead and they're charging you for murder case, or there was nobody that was, like, I lost my stuff. So what did you lose? Where did you have it? Were you the owner and all that? Like, court is not really sure that somebody lost or somebody was robbed. Ballistic report was not presented and all that. In case of gun, no. Police, so they present ballistic report. So if the court, after looking at all these things, finds or is of the opinion and holds that the prosecution has not proved the case beyond reasonable doubt, the court will discharge and acquit you immediately. You are free, a free man. No man can touch you. You can go home. Next thing you say, oh, thank you, Jesus. You start taking the court, your lawyer will stand up and will say, my Lord, we are most obliged. Thank God, the court, for this erudite ruling, erudite judgment. We thank the court for this erudite judgment, well researched judgment. We thank the Lord for the industry, dedicated to the writing of this judgment. My Lord, we are most obliged. The other counsel will just stand up. May just be like saying talk. My Lord, we are most obliged. My Lord, we are grateful for the judgment and all that. Oh, what are you grateful? Really? You've been trying to jail this guy. I'm not grateful. Not grateful. So that's one aspect of it. The second one, the court now says, from the evidence before me, there is no doubt that the prosecution has proved their case beyond reasonable doubt. I hereby find the accused person guilty as charged. It don't be for you. A couple of things here too. When this is done, the next thing should be sentencing. If it's a capital offense, maybe the court cannot go below, like murder case. Is either you hang by the neck, or sentenced to death, hang by the neck, or firing squad and all that. There's no allocutus for you. Like, there's no plea for leniency. There's no room for that. What are you, life? No. Like life sentence, there's nothing like that. Rape, there's no allocutus there. But if it's maybe, let me say, like robbery or stealing, that has like 27 years or 3 years, like stealing, maybe 3 years, the judge may ask your lawyer for, is there anyone allocutus? The lawyer will stand up, my Lord, this is a first time offender, he's a young person, just took JAMB or just taking exams, he's breadwinner of the family, he's that, he has kids, he's this, he's a very good boy, he has a good background. I'll just trying to say that you've been a good boy, prior to this allegation and this case. The court may just reduce your sentence from this to this, and that's all. But most important thing is that you're not a convict. So once they find you guilty, they'll send you are not a convict. They sentence you, with or without allocutus, and that's the end of the matter. So if you are if you're a citizen or if you're a foreigner and you are staying in Nigeria, this is exactly what is going to happen to you. Anytime you have a criminal case, is that it happens to you like this from the beginning to the end, or somewhere along the line, one of these things I said happens, and you go without going to the court, or you enter the court and some of these things I say will happen. This is as an anebulu na amuma now. That's what is going to happen. This is like the prophecy of Isaiah. Not like I'm comparing myself to Isaiah, but like I'm telling you what is obtainable. And that's so it go be until somebody will make sense begin to control the affairs of this country and says, hey, I want this thing for change. I want to change this stuff. I don't like this. And the people also under him are tired of this system, because when they no say the system no good, when their own pikin enter that kind of stuff, they gonna say no good. So please do yourself good by getting a lawyer on retainer. Very, very, very important. The doctors and the religious aspect of it can always manage, but always have a lawyer on retainer. It's very important. Go to any lawyer of your choice, of your pocket size. Ask him, what does it take to keep you on retainer? Like, if I have a problem, I'll call you. If I want to do this, I can seek advice before I have a lawyer. He will tell you there will be an agreement. This way, you will pay me this every year. You can call me and I'll be food for this. It will be sorted out, like have an agreement with somebody to take care of you, and perhaps you may extend it to your family. A word is enough for the wise. So be sharp and be smart and talk less. That's just it. Cheers, now. Bago people. If you attack me, I don't yarn the truth, and it's there.